Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the MMA game. It is your boy, the notorious Cameron Roget, and today we're going to be talking about two things. UFC, Apex, Johnny Walker against Ankalaev, and the much anticipated bout on 297, Sean Strickland versus DDP, Dricus Du Plessis, for the Middleweight Championship of the world. But you already know on the MMA game, I got to introduce you to my other half. And it is not Ode Osborne. It is not Tatiana Suarez or Patchy Mix. And I'll get into that a little bit later. It is none other than my boy, your guy, Ryan Cariss. Yo, Cariss, what's the word?
Hey, Cameron Roget, what's up, my dude, my homie, my guy, my cuz, my brother, my boy?
Hey.
What an event at the UFC Apex for the fights over this weekend. Ankalaev versus Johnny Walker.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Again, extremely blessed. We got to attend the event in Vegas. Trust me, it was a long trip. We are still recovering.
Yep.
Before we even talk about it, I do want to say a couple things. First off, big shout out, a big thank you to no other than our boy, Joe Martinez.
Yes,
thank you so much.
Thank you,
man.
Joe. Thank you. Love you, brother.
Thank you so much. Again, blessing us with this amazing opportunity to come check out the fights. Second off, as you guys remember, my boy JT, he hooked us up with getting my boy Ryan at 296. So we returned the favor.
That quick.
We brought him with us to the Apex, so he got to experience it. So we just want to say thank you, my dude, for coming out. And maybe we got something planned for the future.
We do.
Oh,
JT,
man.
you're the man, bro. Glad you could come, brother. So happy you were able to make it, dude.
Well, now, I mean, we're seasons vets at this Apex thing.
A little bit.
It was
a little bit.
Again, the experience in itself, amazing.
Oh, gosh.
The people we met, amazing. And if you heard some of the names that I mentioned earlier, yes, these are people that we met.
They were in attendance.
So yes,
they were.
Suarez, Patchy Mix, Ode Osborne, Jamal Hill, Sticky Icky, Ali, Steve Will Do It. Man, I could keep going and keep going. Who else?
We had the referee, Marc Goddard. We got to meet Marc Goddard. I haven't met Marc Goddard yet, and so that's one of the other ones.
Let me see. I want to say that probably rounds it out, but I mean, dude,
I think that did round it out.
The list goes on and on of people you just saw from a far away distance. One of the biggest ones, Cain Velasquez.
Yes.
Yeah, he was in the corner of, I want to say, don't quote me on Gabriel Benitez.
It was Benitez because it was a Jim Miller fight that he was fighting against.
We got to see Cain. And that was cool.
Oh, that
was
huge.
Cool with everything going on with Cain and being able to see him in person. Man, what a specimen
and
that guy is.
Especially not being not knowing he's going to be here. And we were literally sitting in the crowd, and we're sitting there, and we're watching the fight, and fight's going on. All of a sudden, I just elbow Cam. I'm like, Cam, look. And he's like, who? It's like, that's Cain Velasquez right over there, dude. And all of a sudden, everyone looks at him and is like, yes, it is. Couldn't believe he was on vacation.
We also were lucky enough and blessed enough to be sitting next to Johnny Walker's mental coach.
Yep, right next to us.
He's from Philly, so shout out to him as well.
Really nice,
As you guys can see, I already got my Philly jersey on. You know we played today against the Bucks. Go Birds! Go Birds!
Fly, Eagles, fly.
Damn right. What else? Unfortunately,
Johnny Walker's wife was right in front of us.
Yeah, his
was the other
little family.
His little crew that was in front of us.
Dana White, but Sean Shelby and McMahon were in attendance, so that was pretty cool.
We got to take pictures with Michael Bisping. Michael Bisping was there. We forgot to shake his hand. Did we get to take pictures? I think JT got to take pictures, right?
Yeah, we just got to talk to Bisping about, again, seeing my mom fight. That's probably going to be our running joke with that guy.
Yeah, and I don't know if anybody saw us, but after the McGee fight, we all went down to the front, and all three of us shook McGee's hand. McGee actually, he saluted? I don't want to say saluted. He bowed. He bowed to JT right before he gave him 5, and then he went right down the line and gave JT 5, gave Cam 5, and gave me 5. Yeah. And all of it is on the camera right before the pans off to commercial.
Shout out to all my friends who hit me up saying if I was congratulating my brother, because we have the same hairstyle, as you guys can see.
With McGee.
But it was cool, man. It was really sick. It was really sick and obviously leading up to the main fight, right, with Johnny Walker and Ankalaev. But most importantly for me, you guys already know I got to see John Kavanagh.
Yeah.
It sucked because I had it all planned out. If Johnny had won the fight, I was going to just mob it with his family, but unfortunately didn't go that way. We'll talk about that in here in a little bit. But let's go to our picks out of the hat. Now, unfortunately, I forgot my pick.
I know who it is.
Cariss,
scroll down.
Cariss was able to pick up the win with his boy.
We had Farid Basharat versus Taylor Lapalus. That was a good little pick.
It was. And you know what? In a testament to all these prelim fights, guys, they all were good. They all were good. If you enjoyed it sitting at home on the couch or wherever you watched it, imagine how we felt watching this fight. Being there in person.
Live.
Man.
Jeez.
Man, the amount of times I jumped, I screamed, I winced. I elbowed somebody. Oh, my goodness.
It was me most of the time. Right next to like, oh, did you see that? Yes, I saw it.
Yeah, dude, Joshua Van looked good.
He did.
Right? Coming out with that win.
He was my second pick. Remember how you did too? That was Joshua Van was my second. So I was yelling for Josh the entire time. He was up there, and same with Farid. I was yelling for him too. You actually had Nicholas Mota.
Oh, well, guess what? I guess I was in the win column because Mota got that win, and he actually fought right after Joshua Van in the second fight. Next fight after that, featherweights. John Silva, dude, against Weston Wilson.
The Lord?
Dude, that KO. Yes. The crazy thing
walkout. What are you talking about?
Well, first off, we got 3 KOs in the prelims, right? Yeah. 3 right off the bat. Bam, bam, bam. So to start that off, and yes, the walkout. Oh, my God. Well, here's the thing about the walkout.
Jungle.
When I was trying to time my moments to get drinks, my moment to enjoy the VIP lounge, so I left.
I didn't.
I left.
I walked out.
Well, right before this fight, I was like, this is the time for Cameron to go get some nice happy dads. So I went to the back. In the time of Cameron getting a drink, using the restroom, and getting a little bite to eat, to come back out, the guy had just entered the cage.
He was still walking out.
And I saw JT and Cariss, and I'm like, yo, what happened? Oh, dude, this guy just walked. He's still walking out.
He's still walking out.
This guy still?
Yeah.
And then he put on that performance.
His walkout was longer than the fight.
Yeah, I know. That was a running joke from everybody in attendance.
That was the funny part. It literally was. And then he just sits there barking afterwards, and everyone's just kind of quiet. And Biz being his little after speech was just like, okay, you got more in you? He's like, all right, we're good.
Yeah, it was it was interesting.
It was.
But I'll say this, to this guy's defense, he's got eyes on him now.
He does.
He's got, because now, guess what? I'm excited. I want to see that walkout in a packed house.
Yeah.
I want to see that at the T-Mobile, baby.
With everybody screaming and yelling and just be going nuts for this guy.
And him just walking in slow motion.
Yeah.
Like he's in the Matrix. Like he's Neo or something.
He's just staring at the camera.
His coach should dress up as Morpheus.
Hey.
That'd be pretty
with
sick.
the glasses that don't have the little things that go behind the ears, that'd be great.
Or maybe even some of the coaches dress up as agents and him just walking out, just slow.
Like Mr. Smith?
Yeah, just slow.
That would be
slow. Clever.
That would be dope.
Well, then, after that, we had Cariss's boy, Farid against Taylor. That was torn for me because obviously the French guy. But this was a good fight, dude.
It was a good fight.
It went all the way to the judges. A lot of fisticuffs going on in there. Dude, Farid's got some hands, though. He's got some real quick hands.
He does.
And then after that, this obviously got performance of the night. This is the one that got us on TV. This is the one that I got to see my brother fight. Marcus McGee against Gaston Bolanos. Fight.
That was a good fight because that Gaston guy was in the fight a little bit. He was putting some good pressure on him and not letting this be an easy fight for Marcus. He wasn't going away easily, so Marcus put a great fight and took him out. So well done, Marcus.
He was eating a lot of those punches too.
He was. He could have stopped that probably 1 or 2 times before, but it kept going.
And then in the main event, right, we had Matthew Semmelsberger against Preston Parsons.
Parsons looked great. Semmelsberger did not.
Yeah. First off, when you cut your hair,
I was saying the same thing. Like Samson, once you get rid of those locks, bro, like it's cutting off those locks like Samson. It just takes away all of your power. I don't know what it is.
I was bummed for it because I really thought Matthew was going to start.
And this was the one that you were talking about, being like, this is going to be the banger to pay attention to.
Yeah. And little did I know it was the fight before.
Yeah, I know.
Missed it. I missed it by 1. Damn it.
And well, it was supposed to be because Matthew, he just didn't have a good fight this time around, unfortunately. And Parsons had a great fight and stymied him, and it is what it is.
Yeah. And then, because there was some changes, and one of the changes was Manel Camp did not make weight. So with that happening, they canceled the fight, they took it off, and they moved Andrei Arlovski from the main event of the prelims to now opening up the main card.
Yeah.
So the first round, you had Andrei Arlovski against Waldo Cortes-Acosta, and that was at the heavyweights. That went all the way.
Yep.
Luckily for us, again, we were sitting next to Waldo's mental coach.
Yep.
And yes,
Johnny Walker's
you're going to
mental
say,
coach
"Oh, you
too."
just said that." Yes, because he also is the mental coach for Johnny Walker.
He is.
So he gave us a little bit of info on some other fighters, which we won't disclose.
Nope.
But Waldo had a little bit of fun in there.
He did.
Some people did not like it.
No. A little disrespectful to the legend, a little bit.
For me, I'm all here for it, right? We're in the fight game.
Yes, we are. Gotta put a show on.
To be honest, it's not the way I thought this fight was going to go. If you were to tell me this fight was going to last 3 rounds,
no,
absolutely not.
No.
Absolutely not.
You're saying 1 or 2 for sure.
Yeah, and in Andre's defense, I thought Andre, for being as old as he is, a vet of the game, I thought he did all right. He did pretty good.
He did.
I don't think either fighter showed me not one of them was more dominant than the other. It was kind of like maybe more action from Waldo, which is I'm cool with. But for Andre, I mean, he held his own. He tried.
He did.
He tried.
He did. For 44 years old, turning 45 next month, he did pretty well against Cortes-Acosta, one of the guys that's moving up in the division and potentially going to be fighting for that title maybe this year, maybe next year. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. But good fight.
Good fight. And then next, after that, we had Phil Hawes against Bruno Ferreira. And this got performance of the night for Bruno because the absolutely Hulk-smashing victory this man put down.
Yeah.
Man, and it's funny because my boy Cariss was having a conversation with Ode right before this took place, and he asked him, Ode, what you got? And he said, listen, I think it's going to be a good fight, but Phil does have a glass chin.
Ode said that. I didn't say that. Ode said that.
And it just so happened that we got to see that.
We did. I'm glad we got to see it because it was a fun fight.
Spot on for Ode, bro.
Did you rewatch all the fights again by chance? Did you get
Unfortunately, with the 3 hours of sleep that I got, no, I have not. It's on my to-do list, but the birds come first.
Okay, I did rewatch that one, and we didn't see him clip him all that much before because he hit him a little earlier before he hit that knee, and he clipped him with one, and he was already injured before he hit that left hand where he hit his temple on his right side and just put him down and just Hulk smash on top of him. Yeah. And then his celebration was the Hulk smash right in the middle of the cage.
Yeah, it was sick.
Well done, Bruno. Well done, brother. That's entertainment at its best.
Big time entertainment. Yep. Big time. Because the next one we had Ricky Simón against Mario Bautista. So in that one,
well,
you guys, heartbroken.
Yes.
Heartbroken.
Yeah, that's a good way to start it. Ricky Simón was our guy that was your dark horse last year, right? That was the guy you were pulling for last year, and this year we're saying he's leveling up, he's doing well. He ran into somebody, unfortunately, that Bautista had better hands on this day. He looked clean with his boxing. He just had a little bit of a straighter jab and a straighter right hand that went down the middle, and he was able to weather the storm a little bit. You think that's a little accurate?
Well, for me, I just felt like everything was landing flush.
Yes.
It was just landed flush,
because
and I just feel like Ricky maybe he just couldn't capitalize. He couldn't figure out the timing, and it wasn't a showing that I expected from my boy.
From Ricky?
Yeah. And I think this is really going to hurt him, man.
I think it is too.
He could drop out the ranking.
He can.
This one.
He can.
And that sucks.
What sucks about that, the positive part, though, is Bautista did have probably one of the better fights that he's had. I mean, let's just admit that. He had a really good performance on the night, and I think it just kind of shut down Ricky's offense in a sense, and just wasn't able to get there. And just the later and later the rounds went on, the more that Ricky got behind, unfortunately, was Bautista being able to get more and more in the fight and be able to land more punches and more kicks and everything. And Ricky wasn't able to hold Bautista down. I think that was the biggest part of this fight because that's Ricky's one of his stronger points to his game is that he can take you down and hold you down and then nullify you. But Bautista was able to get back up in every single one and then just put hands on it. So, unfortunately for Ricky, unfortunately, but it is what it is.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And then in the co-main. The co-main. This also got performance of the night for Jim Miller because Jim Miller took down Gabriel Benitez by submission in the third round.
Yes.
Thoughts?
Oh, thoughts are the fact that I cannot believe, guys, we were driving up in the morning, and we were driving up, and we were sitting there, and all of a sudden I go to Cam, I'm like, hey, bro, did we forget that Jim Miller is going to be on this card? And both of us kind of looked at each other, and we're like, yeah, we kind of did forget because he kind of just went under the radar a little bit. And then we realized, wait, we're going to be seeing Jim Miller, A10. And I'm a little disappointed at myself because I did the statistics for this one, and I was off by 1, meaning that he had I said that he had 41 fights. He actually had 42 fights. I said that he had 24 wins. He actually had 25 wins. This actually makes 43 wins, and this makes 26 finishes on his record. So it just puts him that much more to level. Now, I blame the UFC because that's where I get all my stats from. So I go to their website and try to get it from there. But it doesn't matter because all that matters is Jim Miller won. He didn't take a lot of damage, which means that hopefully he'll be able to turn around and go to UFC 300 because he was on 100, he was on 200, and now he's going to be on 300.
Do you think he gets his call out? Do you like that call out?
Yes and no. Yes and no. I mean, I like it, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, I don't know. What do you think? What was your...
I mean, to be honest, I don't think it's bad, but I think Felder beats his ass.
Yeah, I know.
And that's just me being honest. I think Felder, like, and this is my first time actually, like, I didn't size him up, but I kind of just took in his, dude, Felder's
when
fucking
Felder's
huge,
sitting there in
bro.
front of us?
Well,
yeah.
So there's a moment when you were using the restroom,
okay.
And Felder had just left the press conference room, and I was lucky enough to be right outside of it. So as soon as Felder came out, he stood like right next to me. I told him, "Hey, what's up, Felder?" And he was cool, very respectful. And I just wanted to just take in his size because earlier I got to see Jim Miller, and to me, Jim Miller's tiny, bro. Like
compared to what we're used to seeing,
like, and I'm just comparing my size to their size, right? He's a much smaller frame.
Mm-hmm.
And Felder is he's taller than me.
He's like 5'11".
Slender, obviously fit. Yeah. Slender, but like, and I just feel like he's just going to be a little bit maybe too much for Jim. But run it. At 300 for Felder, fucking run that shit.
Yeah.
And then Felder can then change clothes in the back and come back on the commentary.
Go back on the commentary too?
That is 300S.
Yeah. Well, what I do like about it is that it's two legends of the game, right? Paul Felder coming back and Jim Miller. Like, I like that, but the reason why I kind of don't like it is exactly what you said. I think Paul Felder potentially could beat him, and I would rather see Jim Miller win on UFC 300. And I don't want to say walk off, but it might be time to walk off. It might be. You have the most, but. Then again, he had a couple years off because of those little injuries that he was having, and he's come back. So
if we doing that, then give him Tony Ferguson.
Ooh, well, Tony Ferguson's not coming back.
Give him Tony.
Is he going to get 8?
I mean, it's that lightweight. Why not?
And Jim Miller gives him 8 losses.
Give him Tony.
Okay.
Either way, somebody's going to retire. Either way, it's going to be somebody's last fight because Dana won't be signing anybody else after that.
No.
So give him Tony.
Okay.
And I'd back Tony in that.
Oh. At 155 or 170?
155.
Okay. All right.
I back Tony 100%.
Okay. All right.
I can't go against El Kukui, dog.
You'd rather have El Kukui than Paul Felder? Excuse me.
No, I'd rather, first choice would be Paul Felder, but if it has to be a retirement fight to get both of them out, or the UFC has to pick one, fuck it, give him Tony Ferguson.
Give him Tony. Okay.
Give him Tony.
All right.
Give him Tony. And then in the main event, light heavyweights, this one had a lot at stake.
Yes,
it's the second one. It is Magomed Ankalaev versus Johnny Walker.
Style Walker.
God dang it, MMA gods, you ruined this one.
You did. You ruined it big time, especially for me because he's my dark horse. And exactly like you, last year, when he had RoboCop last year, his first fight of the year, the trajectory that we were expecting went the opposite way. It went the other way. So Johnny, unfortunately, since he lost his fight, now he's not going to go that trajectory towards the belt, which means my dark horse that I was hoping on was going to go, and now Magomed is going to go forward.
But I think it could settle a couple of things. One, Johnny Walker's not done yet.
No.
I think he has to fight the forever scary Khalil Roundtree Jr. I think that's the next fight to make for Johnny.
Okay.
Because we're in a point now where Khalil is pushing that upper.
Yes.
And I think if Khalil could get through Johnny and Magomed is still available, because just recently the champion, Ferreira, just came out and said, Guys, I enjoy the excitement, but Jamal is next. Jamal is the next guy. So cool. Lock that up.
And we were talking with Jamal when we were at the UFC Apex.
Yeah, won't give you guys too much. Won't give you guys too much there.
No. Nice guy. He was really cool to us.
So I think that settles that. Now Magomed has a choice. Do I wait in limbo? Or if Khalil and Johnny fight Reese and Khalil wins that, now you can say, okay, Mago, this is the number 1 contenders fight. Because we still have to wait to see what happens with Jamal and Ferreira, because Jamal's still not fully cleared yet from the Achilles repair.
And we're also, we still got Jan Blachowicz and Raquel to talk about. Meaning, I'm sorry, there's the steps, right? So Khalil, to be able to get his opportunity, that would be a good opportunity.
Yuri,
and Yuri.
Jan's out. Jan's out.
Oh, we forgot. He's out.
If you injured and out, you would way in the back burner for me. So it's Yuri and Rocket, right?
I forgot that he got injured.
Yeah, and I guess you could even throw that up, Mago. Who do you want? Do you want the winner of that fight, Yuri and Rocket, or do you want the winner of Khalil and maybe Johnny? You run that back with Johnny.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want? That's a hard choice. That's a hard choice.
I don't think he's going after Johnny again because he already took him out, right? He's done. So he's like, let me just check that off.
There's two people that I would really like to see him fight.
Who you got?
Yuri would probably be number one.
Okay.
Number two would be Khalil. I'm putting all my eggs on Khalil, bro.
So you're saying Magomed needs to fight those two?
Yeah, because I think Khalil against Ferreira is going to give us probably one of the best fights we could see at light heavyweight.
Well, besides Jamal. You think Khalil's going to be better than Jamal? I think Jamal's going to give him a good little fight, bro.
I have to see Jamal. I have to see Jamal come back from that Achilles because that's a big injury, bro. Okay. That's a big injury to come back.
It's a huge injury, yeah.
Yeah, and I'll tell you my other reasons off air.
You guys don't get the juice. No, you don't.
I don't want anybody coming for me. I already got the whole of Khabib's team coming for me. So.
Yeah.
And Dustin.
And thanks, bro, because I'm on your team. So thanks for coming after me now, too.
Dustin, too.
Oh.
And Dustin. Wait till Dustin's next fight. You guys are going to hear Cameron because it's all BSD. All Benoit Saint-Denis. Coming for that knockout. Yep. About to see that diamond get broke. Anyways. Now, we are going to be moving into the event that I think is probably going to be talked about for a while.
Yeah.
Sean Strickland against Du Plessis. And we're going to hit it off very first in the early, I am saying early prelims. Okay, so are we pulling out of hats on this, actually?
Yes, and this one we're going to pull hats for the early prelims because there's 3 fights in that, and then we're going to pull one for the prelims. So we're gonna have 2 rock and roll people that we're gonna do this time around. Okay.
So I'm gonna go ahead and tell you guys those fights that are gonna happen on the early prelims. Cariss is gonna have the hat ready, so as soon as I'm done, we'll pull hats and then we'll move into the next category.
Here we go.
So first fight on the early prelims is gonna be Malcolm Gordon representing Canada against Jimmy Flick representing the United States. After that fight, we have Jasmine Javicius representing Canada. This is the women's flyweight division, by the way, against Priscilla Cachaura representing Brazil.
I think that's how you say it.
And then lastly, in the early prelims, we have Johan Lanis representing Canada against Sam Patterson representing the United Kingdom in the welterweight division. And since I have the first pick in the draft with my Devontae Smith Eagles jersey on, he's about to catch 2 TDs today against the Bucks. Cameron has, I'm guessing this says Jasdavicius.
I couldn't spell the entire thing, so that's probably what you got.
Jasdavicius.
And I got Patterson.
Ooh.
Oh, I got Sam Patterson.
A little UK action for you there. So I've gotten Canadian and you've gotten the UK. Awesome.
We're pulling for UK, I guess.
You are. And now moving into the prelims. We have in the women's strawweight division, Jillian Robertson representing Canada against Poliana Viana representing Brazil. After that, we have in the bantamweight division, Sergey Sidney representing the Ukraine and against Ramon Tavares representing the United States men's bantamweight division.
This is it. And this is the one. Right here. No. Yep.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know. My boys fighting. I'm so happy I got to see him fight.
I know.
In the men's featherweight division, we have Charles Jourdain representing Canada against Sean Woodson representing the United States of America.
This is the one that I'm saying pay attention to because Sean Woodson was the one that I was talking about, saying that this is a guy that potentially is a dark horse. If he can get through Charles Jourdain, that's going to say something, bro. Because Charles Jourdain is a great fighter. So this is going to show you, potentially, that dark horse that we were talking about, Woodson, if he gets through Jourdain, pay attention. Telling you.
I guess I can tell you who I want. Jourdain's winning this
fight. I know you want Jourdain.
And in the main of the prelims, in the bantamweight division, we have my boy, my dude, fighting out of SBG. That means Conor McGregor's gym. John Kavanaugh, shout out to you. Brad Katona representing Canada against Garrett Armfield representing the United States. If you don't remember Brad, he was on the most recent Ultimate Fighter with McGregor and Chandler. He was on Chandler's team. Ended up, I'm going to use soccer terms, he got transferred over to the better team. And
you call it transfer?
Yeah,
I call it a walkout and move to the other team.
No, you got transferred.
Okay.
You left for a couple of UFC gloves.
Oh.
All right, Cameron's pick. Come on, the MMA gods must have blessed me.
Yeah, you got Jordan?
I got Charles.
Oh, shut up! You did? I hope I get Woodson right now. Who do I get? I got Woodson.
Hey.
Yes.
So
Yes, I got Woodson.
That fight
That's
is gonna
be...
have a little bit extra in the tank at the MMA game.
You know what's funny? During this entire time, I'm sitting there, dude, I want to pull Woodson.
Yeah.
I want to pull Woodson. Yeah, that's awesome.
Well,
Good.
it worked out,
Nice.
and I cannot wait for that one.
Look, that makes it that much more fun.
Yeah,
it just does.
It does. Because now we are moving in to the main event of, or not the main card. I'm so sorry. The main card of the evening. Kicking us off in the men's featherweight division, we have the number 3 ranked Arnold Allen representing England against Movsar Evloev.
Yeah, sure.
Number 9 ranked coming out of Russia.
In the featherweight division of 145 pounds from England, the number 3 ranked flyweight in the world, Arnold Almighty Allen, is the underdog on this fight at plus 140. I gotta say, I'm a little shocked, bro. A little shocked on that one, but not really, because you'll see the stats for Movsar in just a second. Almighty is standing at 5'8". He's 29 years old, and his fighting style is MMA. His record is 19 wins and 2 losses. He's got 7 KOs, 4 submissions, and 1 first-round finish. He's got a BJJ purple belt. He's got UFC. He's got 10 wins and 1 loss, so he's got 11 UFC fights. He's currently coming off of a first UFC loss in his career against Mayra, a decision win against Max Blessed Holloway back in April of 2023. From Russia, the number 9 ranked featherweight in the world, Movsar Evloev. Nobody knows how to say his name, so don't be surprised that you can't say it. He stands at 5'7", and he's 29 years old, and his fighting style is freestyle. He's got 17 wins and 0 losses. He's undefeated going into this fight, and you're about to lose. He has 3 KOs, 4 submissions, and 2 first-round finishes. He's got 7 UFC fights. Obviously, he's undefeated, so he's got 7 UFC wins. He's currently coming off of a winner decision over our dude, Diego Lopez, back in May of 2023.
That he came in late.
Thank you. I was just going to say that. Yeah, this was a late showing for...
Say that first, folks.
Yeah.
Say that first.
Start off on that one next time around? Yeah. Diego Lopez came in at the last minute to fight Movsar Evloev, and he actually put on a good performance and almost potentially could have won for the short notice fight. He put Movsar in trouble on that one, bro.
Okay.
Fun facts about Movsar is he's got 2 degrees. He's got a computer programming degree and a law degree.
Okay.
He's also got a Greco-Roman wrestling before he started MMA. So he's got a wrestling background, so he's not afraid to be able to go to that ground. Now, I know that Evloev is undefeated, but I don't care. I'm going with Arnold Almighty Allen from England because he's going to move up, bro. That's what's going to happen.
Okay.
I got a second.
I have some questions before I make my pick. How many fights has Evloev had in the UFC?
7.
How many of those by submission?
He's got 4 submissions.
Okay. How many has Arnold have?
4 submissions.
And how many fights in the UFC?
He has 11 UFC fights.
What are their belts again?
Arnold Allen has a purple belt, and Movsar is just a wrestler. It didn't show his jiu-jitsu belt.
Just a wrestler, huh?
Probably. You saying that in a bad way, like just a wrestler or something in there?
Guys, dude, I hate doing this. As much as I want to go Arnold's way, that wrestling is a problem.
It is a problem.
You already know how I feel about these wrestlers coming out of Russia.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going with Evloev.
Are you?
Yeah, dude.
Hey!
I think he gets it done.
Okay,
There's a reason why that man's undefeated. There's a
Okay.
reason why that man's number 9 and undefeated in a very, very, very hard
division.
class.
Yeah.
Right? That's in that featherweight division.
Mm-hmm.
Arnold, I saw some chinks in his cane, in his armor.
Against Max?
Against Max.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this guy Evloev
That exposed him a little bit.
And
Yes.
as much as I want to go Arnold's route, I just feel like that pressure from a wrestler, if he gets him on his back
And holds him there and is able to keep him down.
Trouble.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going with the Russian.
I'm hoping that Arnold is able to leg kick him and slow him down so he can't be able to shoot as much, so that this stays on his feet.
Yeah, I'm going with the Russian.
Okay.
Going with the Russian.
I'm not mad at you on that one because of the undefeated record on that one. Like it was tough, but
sorry,
I'm going with Arnold because I'm surprised that you're not because you went Arnold against Mayra last year, thinking that this dude was going to come up and move through the division and then all of a sudden have a title fight.
But see what happened.
Mayra stopped that.
Yeah, your boy Max. He showed he's got some weaknesses, man.
He does.
And I'm a smart guy. I pay attention to things. So, moving to the next one. The next one's juicy, too. Because the next one is in the middleweight division.
Yes,
the next one is the number 13 ranked Chris Curtis. Real quick fact. We saw Chris Curtis as we were driving into the UFC.
Apex, we did.
We saw him. Like, he's got a big head. That's one of the first things I said. He's got a huge head. Anyways. And he's going to be fighting the unranked Canadian Marc-Andre Barriult. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going with Action Man.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm going with Action Man.
Okay.
His bestie's fighting on this. Come on, I'm going with Action Man. There it is.
That's a good point. That's a good point. In the middleweight division of 185 pounds, the number 13th ranked fighter from USA, Chris Action Man Curtis, is the favorite on this fight at -166. Mm-hmm. He's 35 years old, stands at 5'10" in his fighting style, is MMA, and he fights out of Extreme Couture.
Andale.
He's got a jiu-jitsu purple belt. His record is 30 wins and 10 losses. He's got 17 KOs, 1 submission, and 7 first-round finishes. He's got 7 UFC fights, 4 wins, 2 losses, and 1 no contest. He's currently coming off of that no contest clash of heads with Evloev back in June of 2023. Fun facts about Chris Curtis is he worked at a video game store. That was his previous job. And his hero in life is Apollo Creed. Interesting. Came off of Dana White Contender Series Season 2, winner, TKO, round number 3 back in 2018. From Canada, the Marc-Andre Barriult, nickname is Power Bar. He is the +140 underdog in this fight. He's 33 years old, stands at 6'1", and his fighting style is a striker.
Okay.
Record is 16 wins, 6 losses. He's got 10 KOs, 1 submission, and 6 first-round finishes. He's got 11 UFC fights, 6 wins, 5 losses. He's coming off of a winner decision win over Eric Anders back in June of 2023. Fun fact is he is a cook at the Quebec Hospital. He's currently a cook at the Quebec Hospital. Also, he was the number 1 ranked middleweight and heavyweight in Canada MMA. Yeah. I'm going with Action Man Curtis. You got to go with Action Man Curtis on this one because exactly what you said. Sean Strickland's on this card. They've been training really, really hard for this. Yep, he's had some time off a little bit. It's been a little while since he's had his last fight, right, back in June. So hopefully he's been rested. He's in shape. He's ready for this one. It's up in Canada. It's on the same card with his boy.
Yeah, bro.
Action Man Curtis is going to take this fight.
Yeah, I think so.
It is. It is.
I hope so.
Can I give a disclaimer, though? Is that the Power Bar, we keep talking about Power Bar last year, and the Power Bar means that he just ramps up throughout the fight, right? So I'm hoping that Chris Curtis is able to get to him in the first round and take away that Power Bar a little bit so he's not going to be able to ramp up and then do something in round 2 and round 3.
Okay.
Simple as that.
Okay.
Go.
Okay. Yeah. Next fight in the welterweight division. We have the number 13 ranked Magny representing the United States against the unranked Canadian Mike Malott.
You gonna tell me you're gonna go with this one? Or you gonna wait till I'm done?
Magny.
Really? Huh? Wow. Welterweight division of 170 pounds from USA, the number 13th ranked welterweight in the world, the Haitian sensation Magny, is the underdog in this fight at +205. Magny is 35 years old, stands at 6'3", and his fighting style is freestyle. He's got a jiu-jitsu brown belt. His record is 28 wins, 12 losses. He's got 7 KOs, 4 submissions, and 1 first-round finish. His record is 28 wins, 12 losses. His UFC fights, he's got 31 UFC fights, 22 wins, 9 losses. He is currently coming off of a loss decision to Ian Gary back in August of 2023. A couple fun facts about the Haitian sensation is he was on TUF 16 with Team Carwin, where he unfortunately lost in the semifinals. He is part of the Army National Guard as a sergeant. He served 7 years in the Army. Thank you for your service, Magny.
Thank you.
He's also currently part of the Illinois National Guard. Also, he is tied for the most wins in a year This is the guy that's tied for the most wins in the year, along with Roger Huerta and who's the other one? You want to tell me who the other one is? It's your boy. It's our boy.
Kevin Holland.
There you go. Kevin Holland. So there's 3 people that have 5 wins within a year. From Canada, the favorite in this fight at -250 is Mike Proper Malott. He's 31 years old, stands at 6'1", and his fighting style is MMA. He's got a jiu-jitsu black belt. His record is 10 wins, 1 loss, and 1 no contest. Excuse me, 1 draw. He's got 4 KOs and 6 submissions. He is on a 6-fight win streak currently. He's got 3 UFC fights, 3 UFC wins. He's coming off of a submission win, round number 2, guillotine choke, back in June of 2023 to Adam Fugit. Fun facts about the proper Mike Malott is he went to the Dalhousie University in Nova Scotia, where he has a bachelor's degree of commerce. Interesting.
Nova Scotia.
Yeah. Came off a Dana White Contender Series Season 5 winner, submission, round number 1 back in October of 2021. Now, I want to make this a little bit of fun because we already know that Cam is going to be going with Neil Magny.
Yeah.
The fact that Proper Malott is on a 6-fight win streak. Neil Magny is on a losing streak to Ian Gary. So I'm going to go with Proper Mike Malott. Just to make this fun,
Yeah,
I have a little spin on it.
And look, with Neil Magny, I think what Ian Gary did, extremely wrong. Because now, if you guys haven't heard, Neil has to do a whole bunch of stuff when it comes to child support. And, you know, dad mode over here. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Ari, who's over there coloring.
Mm-hmm. What's up, Ari?
So in case you guys hear some weird noises, yes, that's kids' YouTube. She's over there.
It's what it is.
Yeah. Anyways, that's a big thing for me, and I just want him to bounce back from that with Neil Magny, with Ian Gary, and I think this is going to be the one. Why not get it done?
This is going to be the one
in Canada. You're going into enemy territory. That shows something. Mm-hmm. That shows something. Mm-hmm. So I hope he gets it done. I really do.
I'm not going to be mad if he wins this fight. Right? It's kind of one of those. But for Proper Malott, he has to win this fight.
Yeah.
If he doesn't win this fight, that's going to be trouble for him moving forward.
I mean,
in his UFC career.
It's the a ranking number is up for grabs.
Yes,
it's
it
number
is.
13.
Yes,
Who wants it more, Neil or Mike?
We
gonna find out come Saturday. Saturday night, we gonna find out.
There you go.
In your co-main event of the evening, this is the women's bantamweight title bout.
Yes.
We have the number 2 ranked representing the United States, Raquel Pennington, against the number 3 ranked Mayra Buena Silva, representing the beautiful country of Brazil.
In the women's bantamweight division, the number 2 ranked fighter from USA, number 12 pound for pound in the world, Raquel Rocky Pennington is the underdog in this fight at +140. She's 34 years old, stands at 5'7", and her fighting style is freestyle. She's got a record of 15 wins, 9 losses. She's got 1 KO, 4 submissions. She's got 17 UFC fights, 12 wins and 5 losses. She is currently on a 5-fight win streak. She's coming off of a winner split decision over Ketlin Vieira back in January of 2023. Fun facts about Rocky. She was on Tough 18, where she was on Team Tate. She lost in the semifinals, but she came back and won the finals back in November of 2013.
Wow.
She is currently in college. Interesting. She is in pre-med in hopes of going to med school to be a doctor when she's done with her UFC career. Good for her. That's awesome. From Brazil, the number 3 ranked women's bantamweight in the world, Mayra Buena Silva. Her nickname is Shatari. She is the favorite in this fight at -166. She's got a record of 10 wins, 2 losses, and 1 no contest. She's got 1 KO, 8 submissions, and 7 first-round finishes. She has 9 UFC fights, 6 wins, 2 losses, and 1 draw. She's got 4-fight win streak right now. She's coming off of a winner TKO, submission, guillotine choke, round number 2 to Holly Holm back in July of 2023. Fun facts about Shitara. Her previous job was she worked at the supermarket. Also, she came off Dana White Contender Series Brazil winner, submission, round number 1 back in 2018.
Okay.
Now, I don't really want to go with my heart on this one. I'm going to go with somebody that I feel could potentially move up and hold the title for a little while.
Yeah, who is the champion?
It's got to be Mayra Buena Silva.
Yeah, that's 2 of us. That's 2 of us.
Okay.
100%.
Okay.
100%.
Okay.
And I'm sorry, Raquel, but I think this fight ends in the very first round.
Oh. Hands are on the ground.
Good shit.
Sorry.
Good.
Her last win was a guillotine choke, round number 2 to Holly Holm. I'm thinking this is going to the ground. Because Raquel Pennington likes to stand on the feet.
Yeah,
I think if Mayra would be smart to bring her down the ground and just choke her out.
Yeah, ground would be bad.
Right?
Ground would be bad.
Right. First round?
Yeah, I think it ends early, bro. Because I think the anticipation's building for one fight and one fight only.
Yeah.
It's the main event of the evening.
Woo!
In the middleweight division. Yes, this is for the strap.
Mm-hmm.
You have the challenger, the number 2 ranked out of South Africa, Dricus Du Plessis.
Still knocks.
Also known as that bleep.
Yeah.
Just kidding. And then, in the other side, you have the champion, the reigning, defending Sean Strickland,
Yes.
representing the United States Royal Boy. If I were to tell you that I am excited, I'd be lying. I'm elated. Yeah, I think that's probably the right.
Yeah, I'm stoked about this one.
This one it has a lot. It has a lot into it.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
When you talk about emotions, you talk about the shit talking, you talk about fighting in the audience, you talk about it. This fight has it.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh, they had a good little promo for this one too. Because of that fight in the audience and everything too, it leveled it up just that much more. Yeah. And I was there for that shit. That was amazing. That was great. That was great.
They hired the worst security guys ever to be around those.
They put a little kid in between.
Anyways, Cariss, please take over the stats for the last time.
In the middleweight division of 185 pounds, coming out of USA, the champion, the number 4 ranked pound for pound in the world, Sean Strickland is the favorite in this fight at -130. 32 years old, stands at 6'1", and his fighting style is MMA, and he fights out of Extreme Couture. His jiu-jitsu belt is brown. He's got a record of 28 wins and 5 losses, 11 KOs, 4 submissions, and 9 first-round finishes. He's got 20 UFC fights, 15 wins, and 5 losses. He's currently coming off of a winner, chicken dinner UFC middleweight title fight over decision win over Israel Adesanya back in September of 2023. Fun facts about Sean Strickland is he started training at age 14 is because it was the only sport that he did not get kicked out of. The gym was like, you can stay around, bro. You're okay. Also, he turned pro at age 16, and his first UFC fight was back in 2014. From South Africa, the number 2 ranked middleweight in the world, Dricus Du Plessis, still knocks DDP, is the underdog in this fight at +110. Fuck yeah, you are. He's 29 years old, stands at 6'1", and his fighting style is MMA. His record is 20 wins, 2 losses, 9 KOs, 10 submissions, and 8 first-round finishes. He's got 6 UFC fights. He's currently on an 8-fight win streak. He's got 6 UFC wins. He's coming off of a winner, chicken dinner, TKO, round number 2 strikes over Robert the Reaper Whitaker, back in July of 2023. Then he decided to be like, I don't want to fight Israel Adesanya because my foot hurts, so I'm going to sit out and do nothing for a little while. Ooh! Started judo. Fun facts, sorry about DDP, is he started judo at age 5. Started wrestling at age 12. And at age 15, he started doing K1 kickboxing.
Okay.
He was the K1 world champion back in the day. Also, he's a kickboxing second-degree black belt. But we have to. There's no question in my mind. There's no way that I'm going any other direction than with my main pick for the year, Sean Strickland.
In case you didn't know, Izzy will be in attendance.
Yes, he will.
The cage side.
Yes, he will.
Let me ask you this: 5 rounds or no?
No.
Okay.
No.
Knockout?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What round?
3.
Ooh,
3.
for Stricky.
Yes, for Strickland.
Do you think DDP worries him at all?
For a second, because everyone's going to be worried once he takes Sean Strickland down, and then Sean's going to get right back up from it because he has great ground. He's got a jiu-jitsu brown belt, so he's got a great ground game, and I believe he's going to be able to get up from that. And right when he gets up, he's going to be able to use his shell walking and then just walk him down, and I don't think Dricus is going to be able to do too much. Sean's got too good of striking hands. Dricus is a little bit looping on some of his stuff, so I feel that if he can get through Izzy, he's going to get through Dricus because I know Izzy can beat Dricus. Yeah. At least that's what I think.
That's good. That's good.
Am I on the right field?
I think so.
Am I in the building?
I think so.
Okay.
3 rounds, though?
You want to go forward?
It's one too many.
I like it.
You guys
I like it.
remember,
I like it.
This is going to be an epic car
geez.
crash.
Yeah.
This is, I mean, if you building a fight, yeah, but I just think there's so much hatred in this one. So much.
Because DDP went below the belt?
So much.
Even though...
And I think Sean's going to get it done on the feet and just knock the fuck out of it.
Good. Happy about that.
Nasty, though.
Yeah.
Nasty. It could maybe get some hits in after the...
I was about to say that. It's gonna be like a Bisping.
It could be.
Like a Dan Hendo? Jumping down on Bisping and just hammering.
I am going with Sean because as much as... And hear me out. As much as I don't like his shit talking, DDP, I respect that man for what he did against Robert Whittaker.
Oh, yeah.
Because Robert's been one of my guys I hold down.
He stopped Whittaker.
Stopped him.
Stopped him in round number 2.
And it wasn't like a fluke, or it was well deserved.
Yes.
But I just feel like Sean on the feet just has a little bit more to offer. Yes. Again, there's facts out there that Sean is the least hit fighter in the UFC.
In the UFC.
And we're going to see that display with that Philly shell.
And this is him with him sparring the most, too.
Right.
Like, they're doing it while he's sparring. They're giving that little test, little mouthpiece.
Sean's the guy that, a random guy comes into the gym, he'd ask him to spar. Okay. That's who Sean is. He don't care.
No.
But I just feel like it's going to be a little bit too much for DDP.
Yeah.
And with Izzy in attendance, I think that's going to be great. Now, there is one guy that I think after DDP loses this fight that I need to see him compete at this weight division.
Yeah.
Hamzat.
And who's he fighting?
Against DDP.
For the loss or for the win?
I think this is for Hamzat to build himself. This is for Hamzat to say yes.
Okay.
Izzy, if you get the belt back,
the
wolf is here. Sean, if you want to come fight out of the United States, the wolf is here.
The wolf's going to
I think it's going to be a great moment for him to kind of play himself into it, but I think he has to get through DDP.
So I got a good question for you, because I'm basing this off of what DC talked about, and I believe you and I talked about this a little while ago, where DC said, and I agree with this, now, if it plays out another way, like that's fine with the way you just did it too, was fine. If DDP wins, if DDP loses, either way, shape, or form, they've already got a story behind Izzy and DDP for this, meaning that it would have a ton of eyeballs on it. The UFC would be all about it, but hopefully DDP loses to where then Izzy can then fight him for the loss, because I don't think it's fair if he jumps straight into a title fight after you lose, right?
For Izzy?
For Izzy. I'm saying if DDP wins, I don't think he should be able to fight for a title without beating somebody before he goes for the title again, because he lost to the guy. If DDP beats Strickland, Izzy lost to Strickland. So therefore, it's like, wait, no, you got to get one more person. So I'm hoping that DDP loses, so that Izzy then can fight DDP and then move up from there.
So you're saying Izzy would need one more fight to get back a belt that he held for 6 years?
Well, that's what DC and I were kind of saying a little bit. But
for me, I disagree with that 100%.
Okay.
If he's been such a dominant champion for 6 years, why would he need another fight to prove himself? He wanted to take time. He's the only active fighter that was fighting legitimately every single time they would ask. So for him asking for time off, I think, it's granted. You've had the company on your back for a while with people being out, as the Conor McGregors, as some of these other fighters who don't fight as consistently as him,
right,
who don't fight as consistently and have stories within their fights as Izzy does, right? And I'm going to the Ferreira. So for him to take another fight what? He could prove himself?
Well, he'd get a title fight if DDP won. But if DDP lost, he would be taking DDP no matter what.
No.
So maybe let me take a step back then.
In order to get more people to tune into the fight, it has to be for a belt. I don't think, it's fair to Izzy for him to fight DDP when a belt's not on the line.
Okay.
I think for him, he if DDP loses, Izzy should get the title shot.
So if DDP wins, then he fights for the title?
If DDP wins, you have two ways you can go. You could either give Sean right away an automatic rematch, or you say, okay, fuck that, 300, we have our main event, which is Izzy against DDP. Because they haven't announced anything on 300, so I think you could go either way there. It depends, too, on the damage that these guys are going to take, right? If they starch each other, and it takes longer than we may have to miss 300. But then you have the backside of International Fight Week.
Okay. So let me take out that scenario then. So whoever wins this fight, is Izzy the person that gets the
100%.
fight? That's it.
It depends on
who
when
else
he
could they potentially
depends on
get?
when
You
he
saying
wants to
Hamza?
come back. Depends on when Izzy wants to come back, though.
So if Izzy doesn't come back, who are they going to give it to?
You got to see how it plays out. You got Hamzat Wayne in the wing. If you want to throw Kamaru in there, you got Kamaru in there. Rob.
So it sounds like it's Hamzat a little bit.
There's
because I don't know if anybody else can just step right in that hasn't won. Because valid, like I agree with what you said. I do.
I mean, you have Rob. I mean, Jared's still there. Cannonier. You have Marvin Vittori who's fighting up. You have Paulo Costa who's fighting Rob coming up. But I just don't see how any and I'm just gonna go from the number 10. Does number 10 deserve? No, that's Jack Hermanson. Number 9 is Hamzat, right?
Mm-hmm.
Brendan Allen has a fight coming up.
Ooh.
Roman Dolidze, no. Paulo Costa has a fight coming up. Marvin Vittori fight coming up. Jared's the only available guy. Okay. Does Jared deserve a title shot? If everybody else is booked, does Jared deserve a title shot over Izzy?
No.
You just answered my question.
I know. That's why I asked it.
This is where Cameron does this. Take the mic out and just drop it.
Or you can just drop it anyway.
But yeah.
All right, so that's why I asked those questions. You know I do. And that's why I even brought up the scenario, because that's what DC was talking about. There's already a narrative behind it. But the way that we just played it out by the questions that I asked, well, then who's next?
The only person, and I'm going to leave it at this, the only person that could come in here and really mess up these rankings, and I feel can make a push for this belt, and I feel that could probably beat DDP, that could probably beat an Izzy, that could maybe challenge a Hamzat, is Bo Nickel.
Blue chip Bo Nickel.
Yeah.
That's my dude.
That's what I got.
That's my guy. That's not my guy. Okay. All right.
Anything else?
No. I don't think so.
Okay.
I think we're good.
All right.
Do you have anything else that we need
not
to
at
talk
all.
about?
Not at all. Until some other news drops.
All right.
And we will make sure we get that to you. But hey, make sure you guys check out the Instagram. We uploaded some pictures of our time at the UFC Apex. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us, email, or on the gram. Again, it's been a pleasure to be bringing you guys our predictions.
We love doing
this,
guys.
We can't wait for Saturday. Cariss, take them out.
Ladies and gentlemen, the MMA game is out. See you in Canada.
You gotta go potty? All right, come on.